What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be talking about XRP to US dollar. We're going to be looking at Bitcoin to USD, Litecoin, as well as Ethereum. We're also going to be paying quite a bit of attention on the recent rally slash decline that we just had. In regards to Bitcoin, you can see it a little bit easier. Yesterday, we had a couple comments floating around the charts saying that we were starting to break off. My analysis was wrong, and I said just give it some time. And you can see immediately after this 4-hour little pull, we had an immediate retracement right back down to our bottom support. So everything is falling into place. Everything is happening exactly how we were expecting. A bunch of videos on YouTube surfaced that, Bitcoin and XRP are breaking out to the upside. This was the major bullish signal, and I believe they were wrong. So we will continue off of where we left off in the yesterday's and previous videos, and then discuss where we could potentially be seeing this next big run go to, as well as what to expect in the near future. You can see we left off with, in regards to XRP, massive rally coming, and we discussed where exactly those points of breakout will be. We'll continue off that basis and discuss where we could be potentially seeing major moves like this coming for Bitcoin and obviously XRP. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. Remember guys, we're doing a free $25 Bitcoin giveaway every single Friday. All you have to do to enter is comment down below hashtag CryptoTV to be entered, as well as make sure you are subscribed to the channel. If you do both of those steps, you will be entered in the drawing that will be this Friday for the free $25 of Bitcoin. Otherwise, let's move on to today's episode. So I want to start off with this current coin market cap. You can see once again some more clarification on previous chartings and previous videos that I've made. Basically, we're trying to figure out what coins are in sync with each other and which ones are acting inversely. This is in regards to where we could be potentially profiting off moves in opposite directions or following each other. So right off the bat, we look at Bitcoin, we look at Ethereum, and we look at XRP. Very interesting now, but Bitcoin and Ethereum are looking more in sync with each other than XRP is. XRP looks a little more flatlined. You can see similar here to Bitcoin, but this little dip that we had and spike did not happen as well in XRP, though they are very similar, and I do think they will correlate with each other if we do see a breakout in either one. But right now, they're pretty much just stagnating and trading sideways, but we'll get a deeper look into that in a second. But you can see majority of these coins are acting exactly like Bitcoin is, which obviously makes us focus specifically on Bitcoin in regards to where exactly this coin can go. Now, to look at XRP, and then we'll switch our focus into Bitcoin, of course, this one is definitely a more difficult coin to chart alone, and the reason behind that is basically because there is less technical analysis and support to pretty much judge where we could be potentially trading. There's no bottom uptrend or resistance forming right now. Yes, we do have a bottom support right here, but there's no channel or anything for us to chart in that can pretty much help us prove where we could be going in the future. So that's when we have to look at other cryptocurrencies and help us analyze exactly what pattern we could potentially moving the rest of the market in. So that's why I consider XRP and Bitcoin to be so close. Obviously, we do have to take into consideration we are seeing oversold and oversold, double bottom right here, but you have to consider we're looking to see a crossover, a bearish crossover on the RSI on XRP's 4-hour. You can see that right there. But for the most part, once again, I am thinking that Bitcoin is the coin we have to spend the most focus on. So what happened yesterday? Obviously, it was a shorting opportunity, but in regards to how quick everything happened, that's why I kind of stayed away from it, because you'd have to be like glued to your computer to really figure out what exactly this is. So we can look at a couple things. We'll look at the 4-hour right now. You can see where and why we're hitting resistance. Obviously, this bearish fractal is an immediate support. It's huge on the charts. You can see an immediate downtrend right here, and you can see immediate resistance of this high-low middle moving averages, as well as resistance up here at resistance of the downtrend. We do have a bottom support. That's a downtrend as well, and you can see we've been clearly bouncing off of this as well. Now we're immediately back to nearing oversold once again, but you can see how beautifully this is trending now in between its support and resistances. Now we've finally figured out and clarified where the trend lines are. We can now figure when the next breakout can be. So yes, this could have been a short. This could have definitely been a short. We wouldn't have made that much. We could just get a position right here. We'll go to price range. It was about, I would say, a 4% jump, a 4% gain. That's fairly small and nothing to really gloat over, but we have to consider that on the daily, and we can consider that these are bigger moves. But on the daily, we see that there's an even bigger resistance, which is great. I'm actually quite happy to see that there's a resistance here. Not only do we have this green band, the high-low MMA cutting through, we have the downtrend. You can see it's an immediate resistance and an immediate pullback on the coin, which is once again considering that we're going to continue to trend in between the downtrend until we lower ourselves down to the oversold level on the RSI, similar to what we've done in the past. You can see right here, the downtrend tests bottom support right here. Once we become oversold on the daily, that's when a breakout arises. So once we become oversold on the daily here, that's when the next breakout arises. So obviously, this was a small short position. I think we are going to head lower, honestly. Either we're going to break back inside of the purple downtrend, or we're going to just keep trending like this, which is perfectly fine for me. But at $8,700, we may go down to like 83 before seeing a major switch to the upside. And I highly recommend you guys do more trades like this on DueDEX. It's the first link in the description. Basically, what DueDEX does is they're offering buy long and sell short, which are two options that aren't originally on Coinbase, which is why I stress this so much. When I switched over to DueDEX, that's when I started making some real money. Considering Coinbase does charge fees, I know, but they don't offer short positions, which is something that is quite annoying. And the fact that they offer leverage trading as well as shorting makes quite a bit of money. You can see I've made previous trades in the past. Where is it? Get off. There we go. Trade history. You'll notice where I've bought to sell short twice. Right here, I leveraged it double, and then basically I sold off at 8,800. So from 96 to 88, I made quite a bit of profit, a little over 20% gains, which is huge and very easy to do if you do take advantage of leverage as well as shorting. So this is awesome. I feel like not many people know how to short Bitcoin, and it's definitely been something that a ton of people talk about. So the fact that this website exists is huge. It's super easy to sign up. I highly recommend you do. And I believe they're also offering some sort of like trading bonus. Yes, you can see right here on your first deposit, they're offering $15, $30, and $60 trading bonus, which will literally deposit $60 of Bitcoin in your account. You can see these are the amounts you'd have to deposit. You know, if you guys wanted to take advantage of that too, this is a great way to, if you're going to sign up anyway, you might as well get advantage of taking the $15, $30, or $20 sign-in bonus. So that's pretty awesome. Highly recommend you try test this out. Obviously, I do tell people when I trade and when I buy and when I sell on my Patreon. So if you wanted to know when I personally buy and sell, you can check that out. It's the second link in the description. But more specifically, what we're waiting for right now, which I know a lot of you guys don't want to hear, is we're going to be waiting for consolidation. And I know that's boring. You can even see we're having a bearish crossover on the MACD on the 4-hour as well, which is a bearish sign. So I am anticipating lower levels. But for the most part, we could be seeing consolidation. It seems to me that every time we hit the bottom support, we just trade sideways. Even here, we hit bottom support, we trade sideways. So I'm looking for, now that we hit support right here, I'm looking for this, merely just sideways movement and then probably another pullback before we see any sort of major break to the upside. That's what I'm anticipating right now. As for right now, it's very hard to short because I think this is going to be a slow process back down to lower levels. That's why I think we're going to see more of this consolidation and then a drop. So obviously get ready, because I do think we could definitely put a short position and ride it down, and then obviously buy long, and then expect to see that breakout happen to the upside. And we can capitalize off that fairly well. So that's something to consider too. Now, how would that affect XRP? Obviously, XRP took a little bit of a dip, same time Bitcoin did, which is why I think they're in sync. I expect to see consolidation very similar to Bitcoin consolidation back to maybe the 19th, XRP to the 19th, maybe about right here, seeing a very small gap of consolidation. That is about 8 days, and then potentially seeing a break to the downside and then a pop to the upside. So a break to the downside, maybe something along the lines of this. We see consolidation to the 19th, then we see a break potentially down. Once we test here, then we could see that pop breaking through the resistance of the $30 resistance right here, that 30-cent resistance. So I can clearly see a breakout coming. I do think it's down to happen. I know a lot of you guys are impatient, so you got to be patient with this. It's if you're not patient within cryptocurrency, it might not be the market for you. But otherwise, Litecoin and Ethereum, definitely other coins that are very interesting in regards to showing channels and resistances and support. XRP not as much, but when you look at Litecoin, you can clearly see we're hitting a double top right now on resistance. You can see we're getting interfered with the high-low middle moving average. Now this is not the like 100, 200 day. You can see right here, this is the middle high-low moving average, 35 and 100. If you guys wanted to add that, there you go. You can see we're hitting a resistance. So honestly, I feel like within Litecoin as well, we're going to see it tumble. I think we're going to fall down lower. So expect to see retracement in that. I know a lot of people are bullish. I'm semi-bearish on that. Sorry, guys. Lastly, Ethereum looks to be okay. Very interesting charts. Very, very, very interesting. Clearly a 4-hour uptrend. It's clearly showing you guys, you know, movement here. You can see. And then eventually I think we're going to probably sink back downwards. That's usually what happens with these ascending triangles. Like I said, that's what happened within XRP. My one thing to consider, no, that's a little bit later, but you know, it may correlate with the Bitcoin drop. Maybe once we become oversold, it might be the 19th, maybe a little later, we might see that break to the downside on Ethereum as well. So that's something interesting. I also want you guys to consider that this is a clear bearish fractal because of the fact that we are setting higher lows and lower highs. What I mean by that is by higher lows we're setting lower lows and higher lows. Higher lows are right here. This peaked up here, this peaked up here, and now this is peaking up here. And then we're setting lower lows in regards to this is the bottom, and now we're probably going to see another one here and then another one here, something along those lines, where you can see we're setting higher lows and lower lows. So with that in mind, continue to watch this chart, continue to get ready for this potential move to the downside, because I am anticipating some more consolidation and retracement. Obviously, this is a little pop in price that meant absolutely nothing, because immediately as we went up, we fell back down, which is not something I want to get involved in. This is a high risk trade, because the second you bought in, like if we bought in, consider we bought in at 98, or we caught the run at $8,900. We would have bought in the second it went up. If we did not sell out, it would have immediately crashed and we would be at 8,600 now in a negative balance. But you can see if we did catch any of this, you know, wave right here, it would have been an immediate sell-off once we tested this this resistance right here, because you can see that's actually what it did. It tested resistance and then immediately fell. But otherwise, guys, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. Make sure to comment #CryptoTV and subscribe if you want to be entered into the giveaway this Friday for a free $25 of Bitcoin. Otherwise, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.